Ever wondered how a comedian can hit a nerve so raw it echoes across millions while making Hollywood's glitterati squirm in their $1,000 seats? Meet Ricky Gervais, a name that doesn't just mean laughs but stands for a kind of brutal, unfiltered truth that cuts through the noise. He stormed stages with a wit so sharp it could slice steel, taking aim at society's sacred cows and the puffed-up egos of celebrity culture. Today, we're diving deep into Gervais's world, stripping back the layers of his fearless style to uncover what makes him tick, and what makes Tinseltown tremble. Why does his humor stop us cold, make us think, and crack us up all at once? Stick around as we unpack the wild, audacious ride of Ricky Gervais, a comic who doesn't just entertain but challenges everything we thought we knew about laughter. Ricky Gervais didn't sneak into comedy, he kicked the door down and set the room ablaze. From his early days on The Office, where he turned mundane cubicles into a satire goldmine, to his stand-up specials that jab at every taboo in sight, he's built a rep as a provocateur with no breaks. His humor's a live wire, crackling with satire, unafraid to zap the powerful, the pretentious, the downright absurd. He's got a knack for zeroing in on celebrity culture's soft spots, those glossy facades hiding hypocrisy, and he doesn't just poke, he prods until the mask slips. Fans love him for it, packing venues and streaming his sets like it's gospel, but the elite? They're not so sure, they've felt the sting, and it's left them rattled. What sets Gervais apart isn't just the punchlines, it's the mirror he holds up. His comedy doesn't tiptoe around feelings, it barrels through, dragging uncomfortable truths into the light. Whether he's skewering Hollywood's self-righteousness or the world's obsession with fame, he's got a way of making you laugh while you're still chewing on what he said. That mix, hilarity with a side of hard reality, has cemented him as a voice people crave, even if it's one the red carpet crowd might rather mute. Every gig, every quip, he's daring us to keep up, promising the next zinger will hit harder, and we're hooked, waiting to see who's in his crosshairs next. Picture this, January 5th, 2020, the Golden Globes, a night dripping with glamour, where stars clutch awards and egos shine brighter than the chandeliers. Everyone's buzzing, wondering one thing, what's Ricky Gervais, back for his 5th hosting gig, going to unleash this time? The guy's a known quantity, his humor's a blade, and he's never been shy about swinging it at the room. The stakes are high, the anticipation's thicker than the Botox in the front row. Hollywood's elite settle in, expecting a roast but maybe hoping for mercy. Spoiler, they're not getting it. Gervais strides out, all smirks and swagger, a man who's made a career of not giving a damn what the suits think. He's hosted before, left jaws on the floor, and tonight's no different, he's here to burn it down. His reputation precedes him, the comic who'll call out the emperor's new clothes while everyone else claps for the threads. At events like this, where self-congratulation's the main course, Gervais is the guy spiking the punch with truth serum. The crowd knows it, the viewers at home feel it, this isn't going to be a polite pat on the back. The monologue hits like a freight train. You'll be pleased to know this is the last time I'm hosting these awards, so I don't care anymore, he deadpants, and the room's already shifting. He's off the leash, free to swing. He dives into Hollywood's movie slump, no one cares about movies anymore. No one goes to the cinema, no one really watches network TV, and the laughter's sharp, tinged with unease. Then he zeroes in on the stars, you're in no position to lecture the public about anything. You know nothing about the real world. It's a gut punch, aimed at their lofty perch, and he's just getting started. He doesn't spare the big names. Leonardo DiCaprio's dating age cap gets a jab, even Prince Andrew's like, come on, Leo, mate, you're nearly 50, and the room erupts, half in shock, half in glee. He slams the industry's safe bets, all the best actors have jumped to Netflix, Amazon, doing voiceovers for car commercials. It's brutal, funny, and dead on, Hollywood's playing it safe, and Gervais isn't letting it slide. He's not here to flatter, he's here to flay, peeling back the gloss to show the grime underneath. Then comes the Greta Thunberg drop, a moment that lands like a thunderclap. You're all going on about climate change, he says, smirking, but you're flying here in private jets, eating gold-dusted hors d'oeuvres while Greta's out there trying to save the planet. The crowd gasps, some laugh, others freeze. It's a bullseye on their hypocrisy. He's not mocking Thunberg, he's mocking them, their performative virtue clashing with their carbon footprints. It's classic Gervais: take a sacred cause, flip it, and make the powerful squirm while the rest of us cackle. The audience reactions are a show in themselves. Tom Hanks grimaces, caught mid-sip. Brad Pitt chuckles but looks around like he's checking the exits. Nervous giggles ripple through, punctuated by silence where applause should be. Some clap, awkward, unsure, while others sit stone-faced, caught between outrage and the cameras rolling. It's a masterclass in discomfort, Gervais reveling in the tension he's spun. He's not just hosting, he's holding court, and the jury's split. The aftermath's a wildfire. Critics pounce, Variety calls it crude, Twitter lights up with insensitive, trending, but fans, they're roaring. Finally, someone said it, floods the feeds, Ricky's the only one with guts echoes online. The media splits down the middle, half decry his edge, half crown him king. The backlash fuels the buzz, clips go viral, memes explode, and suddenly, the Golden Globes aren't about wins, they're about Gervais. He's left a mark, not just on the night but on the chatter about what comedy can do when it dares to bite. That night lingers, a benchmark for what Gervais brings to the table. It's not about awards, it's about the mirror he shoves in Hollywood's face. Too far? Maybe. Too true? Definitely. He sparked a debate that's still simmering: can comedy call out the kings without bowing? The 2020 Golden Globes weren't a celebration, they were a reckoning, and Gervais was the spark. What's your take, hero or heel? The conversation's wide open. Gervais didn't stop at zingers, he delivered a wake-up call that rattled the room. "No one cares about movies anymore" wasn't a throwaway line, it was a sledgehammer to Hollywood's ego. He's tapping a vein of truth, audiences are drifting, tired of reboots and capes, while stars cash in on streaming fluff. He's not wrong, blockbusters dominate, but the buzz is fading, and Gervais is the guy yelling it from the rooftops while the elite sip champagne and pretend it's fine. He doubles down, tearing into their soapbox moments. "You say you're woke, but the companies you work for, Apple, Amazon, Disney, if ISIS started a streaming service, you'd call your agent," he quips, and the room flinches. It's savage, linking their paychecks to corporate sins while they preach virtue. He's not letting them off easy, he's calling out the disconnect, stars posing as saviors while pocketing millions from the machine. "You're not activists, you're actors," he snaps, and the laughter's brittle, the truth too close. It's not all attack, he's shining a light. He jabs at their cushy gigs, playing a superhero isn't brave, it's a paycheck, and contrasts it with what art could be. The crowd's uneasy, but that's the point, Gervais wants them to feel it, to question why they're coasting when they could be cutting deeper. He's pushing for something real, not just red carpet platitudes, and it's a jolt that sticks long after the lights dim. That Thunberg bit? It's Gervais at his peak, bold, biting, brilliant. He doesn't go after her, he goes after them. "You're all clapping for Greta, but you're the ones trashing the planet," he says, grin wide, eyes gleaming. It's a dagger to the heart of their greenwashed image, private jets, mega mansions, excess galore, all while they nod to a kid rowing the fight alone. He's not slamming activism, he's slamming the sham, the way they co-opt causes without changing a damn thing. The crowd's stunned, some laugh, some glare, but it's a mic drop that echoes beyond the ballroom. Gervais's humor isn't soft, it's a steel trap snapping shut. He's got this trick: take a truth too prickly to touch, wrap it in a laugh, and let it loose. At the Globes, he's roasting privilege: you're rich enough to never work again, yet here you are, whining, and it's gold. He's not afraid to name names, call out flops, poke at egos puffed up by awards. It's a tightrope, funny but fearless, and he dances it like he's born for it, daring you to look away. His bits hit hard because they're real. He's riffed on Weinstein before the scandal broke, mocked Scientology when it was untouchable, taken swings at cancel culture while it's mid-swing. At the Globes, he's all in, jokes about Jeffrey Epstein, about Felicity Huffman's jail stint, each one a grenade lobbed with a grin. Fans eat it up, he's saying what they're thinking, but the room? They're sweating, caught between giggles and gasps. It's not shock for shock's sake, it's a spotlight on the absurd, a call to wake up and laugh at it. He's got this balance, hilarious and heavy. Every line's a hook, pulling you into the mess of celebrity nonsense, societal quirks, all of it. He's not just cracking wise, he's cracking open debates, about power, about pretense, about what we let slide. Critics say he's mean, but fans say he's magic, a voice that doesn't whisper when it could roar. And he's not slowing down, he's revving up, leaving us hanging on what's next. The blowback's fierce, no surprise there. Post-Globes, the press pounces, tasteless, crass, they cry, clutching pearls like it's their job. Some say he's punching down, trivializing real pain in a world that's raw. They want comedy with kid gloves, not Gervais's bare knuckles, especially when stars are supposed to be sages, not targets. It's a chorus, he's too much, too soon, too sharp. But the fans? They're a tidal wave. Thank God for Ricky, they tweet, he's the only one not kissing ass, they cheer. They see him as a hero, a guy who'll say what's taboo and damn the fallout. Online, it's a war, haters versus hype, each side dug in. Supporters argue he's holding a mirror to the mighty, not mocking the weak, he's the antidote to a culture choking on its own sanctimony. They love how he turns their gripes into guffaws, a megaphone for the fed up. It's a split that lights up the room. Half the world's mad, half's mesmerized, and Gervais? He's the eye of the storm, grinning through it all. The Globes morph from a pat-on-the-back fest to a think piece factory, every jab he lands spawns a dozen hot takes. He's not just a comic, he's a spark plug, firing up fights about what's fair game, what's too far. Agree or not, he's got us talking, and that's his win. Gervais isn't here to play nice, he's here to prod, to push, to peel back the pretty lies we tell ourselves. His comedy's a gut check, a laugh that doubles as a question, why do we let this slide? From the Globes to his specials, he's weaving threads, privilege, power, phoniness, into a tapestry that's as funny as it's fierce. He's not just making noise, he's making waves, daring Hollywood to look at itself, daring us to do the same. His moments stick because they sting. That night wasn't a one-off, it's Gervais distilled, a blueprint for what he's about. He's inviting us in, not just to laugh, but to wrestle with what's real behind the red carpet glow. The chatter doesn't die, it grows, fueled by a digital age where every quip's a matchstick. So where do you land? Is he a troublemaker or a truth-teller? The mix yours, jump in below, because with Gervais, the stage is never quiet.